Employees at the FedEx ground facility will return to work for the first time since last Thursday's deadly shooting. 8 people, of course, were killed, another 5 hurt before the shooter turned the gun on himself. Among the victims, 4 members of the Sikh community. And that's raising questions about whether the shooting may have been racially motivated. Our John Duran has been looking into this. And John, members of the community want police to take a very close look at this, right?
That's right, Julian. And on top of those 4 Sikhs that were killed in last week's shooting, 2 more were wounded last week. And now we know that that shooting took place on one of the holiest holidays in the Sikh calendar, Vaisakhi. We've also learned yesterday that the National Sikh Coalition has asked state and federal lawmakers as well as law enforcement to seriously investigate bias as a possible motive in last week's shooting. And that comes after police said earlier this week they found white supremacist websites on the gunman's computer back in 2020 while responding to his home for that mental health check in March of 2020. We're also told about 90% of the roughly 200 workers at this facility are Sikh.
The fact that the shooter had reportedly been on white supremacist websites is a critical piece of new and relevant information, which is why we are underscoring again the need for a full and transparent investigation that includes the possibility of bias as a motivator.
We feel nervous, scared, and I think the way we look, because we are foreigners from another country, looks like we have been targeted because a lot of our Sikh people works there.
Law enforcement has yet to release, though, if they are investigating this as a hate crime. Julia, Carlos.
John, thank you. And this has been obviously such a tough week for everyone, especially the families of those victims.
And we're starting to find out, Julia, when these victims will be laid to rest. Tomorrow, Matt Alexander's family and friends will honor his life visitation at Plainfield Christian Church. And the funeral is going to be happening on Friday. So the visitation's on Thursday, funeral on Friday. He was just 32 years old. Another victim, Amarjeet Johal, will be laid to rest on Saturday. Though loved ones haven't said where or when it will take place, Johal was 66.
And if you'd like to help out those families, go to the GoFundMe page. The FedEx Survivors Fund is actually under $300,000 from its goal. 100% of all of that money does go back to the survivors and the victims' families. And we have a link for you at WTHR.com.